Hello and welcome back to the channel.
We are so glad that you guys chose to tune in with us today.
My name is Rondell.
My name is April.
And we are glad you guys joined us today for this pertinent topic. Look, we think this topic is important for a couple of different reasons. And at the top of that list is freedom of choice. We are fully vaccinated individuals and we believe everyone has a choice if you want to be vaccinated or if you don't want to be vaccinated. Now, as I understand it, countries have a choice too, and they are putting people who are not vaccinated through the ringer, and we're here to tell you about those countries that are not doing that.
Right, because you do not need a vaccination in order to travel, at least at the places we're talking about today.
Preach. Now, it's pertinent for another reason as well.
Yes, so for the people who are unvaccinated, maybe we're talking about some countries and putting some on your radar that you hadn't considered that you could travel to.
Right. Now, if you are vaccinated, maybe this puts a little question mark on the countries that you may not want to travel to.
Right. Maybe you want to avoid it. It's your choice.
Yeah, man. The choice is yours. Either way, we want to let people know what their choices are and tell you about these awesome countries and what they're doing. So at the top of our list are two countries with a little something in common.
Yes. What they have in common is that they currently have 0 travel restrictions due to COVID.
Break that down. 0, goose egg, zilcho, nada. No travel restrictions based on COVID. In other words,
you don't need a test before arrival. You don't need a test after arrival. No quarantine periods, no vaccination cards or requirements.
None of that kind of stuff is required to enter their borders. And both of these countries are awesome for tourism as well. Now, what countries are we talking about, my dear?
Well, can you guess one of them?
We're broadcasting from that country right now. Mexico.
Yes, and the other country is El Salvador.
That's right. Both of these countries are completely open. Their borders are open, not closed to anyone, not exhibiting obvious symptoms of COVID. So that means that you can come as a tourist to Mexico. At the border, you will get up to 180 days upon arrival. And they've been kind of, questioning that 180 days, but if you're coming as a tourist, you shouldn't have any issues whatsoever.
Now, Mexico has been like the king of tourism during this pandemic because they essentially have never closed. Now, there have been some land borders that closed periodically, but air travel, air borders never closed.
Nah, man. They've been the go-to destination for nomads as well.
We were here in Mexico when the pandemic started. We've been here throughout the pandemic. Look, Mexico has been adaptive to this entire situation. They even had their resorts still open, even though they may have been at like a limited capacity. But Mexico said, hey, if you're leaving and you take your test and it comes back positive, come back and quarantine with us for free.
So, you know what I mean? They were adaptive and they're reaping the benefits of that right now. So, Mexico. Now, why would you want to travel to Mexico?
Mexico has a lot going on, okay? They have the topography, they have the climate, they have the beaches, they have the activities, they have the culture, they have the food.
You better check our catalog. We've done a very good job going through Mexico and showing you the many different things that you can do. And Mexico is an awesome country to visit. And for those of you who don't know, don't believe the hype. Mexico is safe. What about this other country?
El Salvador. El Salvador is a country that did have COVID travel restrictions in place for the most part, all of 2020 and the majority of 2021.
And then it was like, this is over.
Yeah, they dropped it a few months ago and they were like, all right, no more requirements, no more restrictions, everyone's welcome.
When they dropped it all. Tell me about that entry process. How long do you get and what do you need to get there?
Well, as tourists enter El Salvador, upon arrival, you purchase a tourist card for about $10 and that gives you a maximum of 90 days in the country.
All right, maximum 90 days. And with that 90 days, what can you do?
Well, you can visit one of the many volcanoes that exist in the country because it's considered the land of volcanoes.
I know that sounds crazy as heck. Like, who would want to go climb a volcano?
He would.
Been to a couple already. They have a lot of natural beauty, first off, but the number one thing that they're known for is that freaking surf. They have beach after beach after beach, region after region after region that have magnificent waves. Hang 10, go forward, enjoy the beach life over there. They also have a lot of natural beauty. They have forests and jungles that you can explore. It's a small country with a lot to do, lots of resorts as well. And as I understand it, they know how to take care of their tourists. Those are the first two countries on our list. Borders are completely open. How many vaccinations do you need to have?
None.
0, zilch, nada, none. El Salvador, and beautiful Mexico. The following countries that we're going to discuss all require some type of COVID test before you can enter their borders.
Right, still no vaccinations required, but you will probably have to get a swab up your nose at some point.
All right, a few years ago, there was a city and a country that was popping up on everybody's IG feed. Dubai.
Right, everybody and their mama was going to Dubai.
Everybody, the mama and all her sisters, everybody's aunties, everybody was out in Dubai flexing.
Right, so this one is about United Arab Emirates.
Yes, sir. For entry into United Arab Emirates, you are required to take a test. You get a swab up the nose, but once you get there, how many days do you get?
Now, for U.S. citizens, no visa is required to enter the UAE, although you will need to show proof of onward travel. And you get a maximum of about 30 days in the UAE, visa-free.
Now, why would somebody want to travel to the UAE?
It was so hot and popular before the pandemic happened.
If you can afford the ticket to get there, you have different things you can do. Go dune bugging in the desert, take ships out of the bay, have a party. Guys are shooting rap videos over there left and right. It's just a very, very, very modern city against the backdrop of a gorgeous desert with the sea right there. So it's just gorgeous.
Hey,
man.
Don't forget, when you get over there to visit
And hot.
the two most famous cities, right? Dubai and Abu Dhabi. You can visit the tallest building in the world, the Burj Khalifa, and Dubai has the only 7-star resort in the world.
Oh, wow. Go ahead, drop that knowledge, girl. So UAE is one of the places that you can travel to without being vaccinated. Next up is the birthplace of modern day democracy, birthplace of modern day philosophy. The Acropolis is there, Mount Olympus.
Everybody just want to go to them blue and white islands,
Yeah,
right?
man, yeah, man. Blue Ocean, White Islands, we talking about Greece, you guys. You can trace the footsteps of the apostles. You can go through monument after monument to see the birthplace of Western culture.
Hey, study Greek mythology while you're there.
Real talk, man, it's just
Enjoy
tons to
some
do.
food while you're there.
Oh man, that Mediterranean, come on girl, you speaking my language. But what a lot of people love to do is hop around to the 12 Greek islands, man, taking their pictures aboard the vessels and landing in those all white little cities and flexing. You do not need to be vaccinated to go there, but again, well, you are gonna be required to take a test before you enter their borders.
Okay, so what are their visa requirements like?
It's the Schengen, so it's pretty much 90 days upon entry. You do not need to have a visa. Next up, people, we're talking about drop dead gorgeous beaches. We're talking about the roof of Africa, Mount Kilimanjaro. We're talking about the Serengeti. We're talking about Tanzania.
Also known as Tanzania.
We've been fantasizing about going to this country for a long time. So it's nice to know, like, if we were not vaccinated, we would still be able to go. So if you were not vaccinated, you can still go.
But what else do you need in order to go?
What you need is 6 months clearance on your passport.
Okay.
What you need is 100 USD when you hit their borders to get that visa, because you do need to have a visa.
Okay.
And you get 90 days upon entry.
Oh.
Now, it's recommended if you go to Zanzibar or if you go any place on the mainland that you keep your visa with you at all times, because they do check there consistently, as I understand it.
Now, with that visa, you can get it online ahead of time, right?
Oh, you can. We mess around with this place called IVISA or IVISA.com.
Right.
And we'll have put a link in our description, guys, but it's just easy to get that thing in advance.
You're going to a country that requires an e-visa, or you need some health declaration forms or any sort of documentation in order to travel to another country. IVISA.com has everything you need.
Bada boom, bada bing. There are just tons and tons and tons of things to do in this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful country. If it's not on your list of places to go, we strongly suggest you add that to your list.
It's on ours.
For sure. So I thought we'd float back to the Mediterranean now.
Okay. So back in the Mediterranean, there is an island on the eastern side of it called Cyprus. Cyprus. Now, Cyprus currently does not have any visa requirements for U.S. citizens for stays up to 90 days.
0.
So no visa needed there, but what you can enjoy are beautiful beaches, year-round amazing weather, great wine, and a great food culture.
Let's go.
There is a COVID test required, but no visa requirements for
visa
U.S.
requirements.
citizens.
All right, so, and you don't need to have a visa to get there. That's awesome. Now, since we're in Cyprus, we just gonna sail a little northward on the Mediterranean,
Okay.
and we're gonna check out this country called
Turkey.
Tell me about it, girl.
Now, Turkey, for one, doesn't require a vaccination to enter, so you do have to take some sort of COVID test to enter. And you should know, U.S. citizens, that you will need a visa in order to enter Turkey.
Now, it's recommended that you go ahead and get the IVISA. The government is asking you to do this. And again, we mess with IVISA, but they have a website that you can use also.
Right, IVISA.com comes in handy here, but you do have those three options. The recommended e-visa online, you can get a visa on arrival, or you can get a visa at the embassy.
How many days do you get with your visa?
You get to stay up to 3 months.
3 months, 90 days. Now, Turkey is at the damn near top of our list in regards to travel porn and travel destinations, right? It's a deep desire. There are so many biblical places there. I think Ephesians, lots of different storied, ancient history is there. The Crusades went through there. Christendom, Muslim nations, all this stuff happened down in Turkey, and I cannot wait to visit these different sites. Now, all of y'all listen to me, or like Rondell, you just talking. All I'm thinking about is hot air balloons and food, and you're not wrong.
Yeah, the most two famous cities in Turkey, Istanbul and Cappadocia. So those amazing rock formations that you see in Cappadocia make for the perfect hot air balloon experience, which we will be doing when we make it over there.
Right. Ready or not.
But you're right, like it's known for its great food, its sweets, the rugs, the bazaars.
I can't wait to get over there and experience the street food scene in Istanbul. Woo! Let me tell you something, boy. I'm gonna tear that up. So, to get prepared for that, I'm gonna take you guys across the Mediterranean Sea to another country called Jordan.
All right, tell us
Now,
about Jordan.
Jordan, you get 30 days, but again, it's a visa process, and you get 30 days in the country. What can you do in this country? Well, you can see the beautiful storied city of Petra, also known as Red Rose City. There's the Dead Sea there that flows all the way through into Israel. Two things that I really want to do there. There is a 402-mile trail called the Jordan Trail that goes from one part of the country all the way through to the part, and you see all the things that the country has to offer. All the major sites are there. It's really cool.
Y'all know that if we ever make it to Jordan, he is now going to have this tour, this walk on our itinerary.
I think that is an awesome way to get in shape. Walking 50 miles a day. Come on, man. We're gonna try to do this trail in 2 weeks, you guys. I think that would be an awesome adventure that you guys would enjoy. Please tell my wife you enjoy.
Okay, I'm not knocking it. It's just ambitious.
So Jordan also has a heck of a food scene. They share a food culture. Well, they're connected to North Africa, the Mediterranean. What else over there? Persian, Middle Eastern cuisines, all converge there. So they have all those cuisines, and they have that mixture of those cuisines. So I am unbelievably excited to go visit this place and definitely to walk that trail. All right, you guys, we're gonna set sail on some different waters, right? Check out the Indian Ocean this time.
That's right, and we're gonna hit the islands of the Maldives.
Woo! Now this is on a lot of people's hit list of want to go to premier destinations.
Dream list.
But tell me, what are the requirements there?
Well, for the Maldives, U.S. citizens get a free 30-day visa on arrival, although you might have to show proof of onward travel and proof of sufficient funds that you can support yourself throughout your stay. Well, the Maldives is also a chain of about 1,200 small coral islands and sandbanks. That's pretty amazing. The Maldives are pretty much created for adventure, romance, and water sports.
It's just beautiful. I mean, they're just gorgeous. Known for their little water bungalows. It's a lover's retreat, a place for love and excitement. It's another one that's on our list. It's not on the immediate list because them suckers is expensive as a bug. But we will be getting there in Jesus' name soon enough. If you're watching this and you want content creators to really give some exposure to the Maldives, we're your individuals. Contact us. www.nomadicwonder.com. All right, so now that we've been talking about water bungalows, I want to float on over to the Caribbean. There's a little country over there where English is the first language, and it's called Belize. And they have some cays that are absolutely gorgeous.
Oh my gosh, their islands, also known as their cays, are just so beautiful. Belize has beautiful beaches, islands. They have a very diverse ecosystem. Really cool, intense jungles.
Man, we vacationed over in Belize some years back. And I gotta tell you guys, it was nice getting my hair twisted in the middle of the street by a group of black women while they sat back and forth gossiping. It was nice spelunkering through those caves that we went swimming into. And it was nice riding horseback through the mountains of the Guatemala-Belize border. It's all jungle, and we're gallivanting through the mountains with our guide just taking us around. You know, that was just a really good time.
Another cool thing about Belize is that they are home to the second largest barrier reef in the world.
Go just in them. Yep.
But now on to their restrictions or lack thereof, right? No vaccinations required, and of course, again, some sort of COVID test that you have to take when entering the country. But there are, for US citizens, no visa is required for stays up to 30 days. Although similar to the Maldives, you might have to show proof of onward travel and proof of sufficient funds.
Now, we want to make sure we give a little disclaimer at this point in time. Any of these islands, any of these countries, any of these places can change at the drop of a dime. This is January 2022, and these are the requirements. But they could change as of January 31st, 2022. So we really highly recommend you check out the embassy's websites to get a thorough understanding of what you will be stepping into. While researching these places, we found that some will allow you into the country, but then once you get to the country, you can't leave the resort.
Here's looking at you, Sri Lanka.
Without your vaccination card. Those countries did not make this list, but any country on this list has the option of changing up their COVID requirements anytime they feel so. So that's Belize. Belize, super gorgeous land, tons of different things to do, low price of living, in case you want to go over there and flex at a few different caves, and just all out gorgeous, fun country.
Yep.
This country has popped up on a few different lists of ours.
Yep.
Georgia.
It popped up on our digital nomad list, but today it's popping up on our list because U.S. citizens do not need a visa to travel there. You don't need a vaccination, and you can stay there for up to a year.
Woo! How long?
Up to a year.
Oh, can you go to school?
You can go to school there.
Can you work?
You can work.
Do you need to have any vaccinations before you go?
Not at all.
Wow. It's the birthplace of wine.
Can you believe that? I think they have records over 8,000 years ago being like the first wine producers ever. So, you know, we gotta go.
I just hope it's good wine. Like you could be producing wine, but is it delicious? I hope so. We're gonna find out for sure. It also straddles another continent, right? A couple of continents.
Right. It also sits right in the middle of Europe and Asia. So it's interesting being on the fence like that.
So this is another country that you can travel to without the worry of having a COVID vaccination record. Another country worthwhile visiting, that's another country that's on our list that we will be visiting when we hit Europe.
Right.
And that rounds out our list. COVID has turned the travel industry upside down, inside out, round and round. We were really looking to give everyone just a backdrop of some different places that they can go, and I believe we accomplished that with this episode.
Yeah, and so for those who are comfortable with traveling in this day and age, whether you are vaccinated or not, we just wanted to share these options with you.
If you enjoyed the content that we shared with you today, go ahead and drop us that thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed to the Yarbros channel, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and do the thing. Y'all know we're gonna keep on pumping out good practical content that you can use on a regular basis.
Hey, and if you know of any other countries out there that are welcoming people who are not vaccinated but probably have some other restrictions that the unvaccinated can adhere to, please drop it in the comments.
With that said, we enjoyed you guys kicking it with us today. Thanks for stopping by. My name is Rondell.
My name is April.
And we're up out of here, you guys. Peace and love from Yarbros.
See ya.
On behalf of the flight crew, thank you for flying with us and have a pleasant stay.